My God, she's literally doing it backwards. Does the WNBA not have coaches?
We got to start here. Take a look at this Angel Reese 3.
Caught Canada on the move, stops, kick out to Reese, can't hit the
That shit, yo, she shot a 3 so bad it landed in my living room. I was looking around saying, yo, where did that ball come?
Wait a minute. Angel Reese just tried to copy Caitlin Clark's elite three-point training, and it went horribly wrong. She stepped on the court full of confidence, mimicking every move. But what happened next left the entire gym silent and the internet exploding. Was it a total disaster? Did Reese get exposed? You need to see this humiliating moment for yourself. Trust me, this is the drama you didn't know you needed.
Is now 5-1 against Angel Reese in their WNBA careers. Angel Reese warming up, shooting threes before the game. Angel Reese is shooting 40% on layups and is wasting time practicing bricking.
You could almost hear the collective sigh from basketball fans when the highlights dropped from that Atlanta Dream game against the Indiana Fever. There was Angel Reese out on the floor launching three-pointers with this big exaggerated leg kick that looked like she was trying to punt the ball into the stands rather than drain it from beyond the arc.
Got to see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese face each other once again last night. And boy oh boy did you see the gap between these two players. It's actually not really relevant anymore, but I'm still going to bring it up because they wouldn't let me hear the end of it from Caitlin Clark's rookie season to her sophomore year. So I'm not going to let them hear the end of the fact that Angel Reese is trash compared to Caitlin Clark. Now, to be fair, Caitlin Clark did not shoot the best from the field in this game. She was 6 of 17, 2 of 8 from the three-point line, but her playmaking was second to none.
Meanwhile, across the court, Caitlin Clark was moving with that effortless precision that makes her shots look like they were drawn up by a mathematician who also happens to have perfect touch.
Now, let me tell y'all something, man. Caitlin Clark vision is absolutely second to none. My goodness, man, this lady have iguana eyes. She's seeing everything. I'm seeing this all the way over here, all the way over there. What's up here, man? Let me tell you, man, that girl vision is ridiculous work. It's beautiful, right? Let's start right here, man. This is how ridiculous Caitlin Clark is. On the inbound pass, she gonna come in and get it, right? All right, hand it off, AB. AB hit a little kiss screen. Now, let me tell you about some gravity, man. This woman be sucking people in, man.
Let us be real about this matchup. Clark has owned the head-to-head battle in the WNBA, sitting at something like 5 wins to 1 loss against Reese. That is not a fluke or a small sample size. That is dominance. From their college days through the pros, Clark has consistently shown up in these games with scoring bursts, playmaking vision that slices defenses apart, and a shooting stroke that punishes anyone who dares to leave her open.
Skill gap between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is absolutely massive. I do not understand why they keep getting compared to each other. Caitlin Clark is heads and shoulders and everything else above Angel Reese. Take a look at these two clips. Here, you got Angel Reese, wide open three-pointer. She airballs it. Has 1 three-pointer for the whole season, and here comes Caitlin Clark down on the other end, gets a screen, and you give her any space, it's
Reese, for all her rebounding grit and physicality, has struggled to match that level when the spotlight is brightest. In this particular game, she put up 4 for 9 from the field, turned the ball over 4 times, and finished with a -8 rating while on the court. Those numbers do not lie, and they paint a picture of a player who crumbled when the pressure dialed up. What makes it especially entertaining in that painful slow-motion train wreck kind of way is how hard Reese seems to be trying to borrow Clark's bag. You've probably seen the practice clips circulating where Reese is out there working on her threes. She sets her feet, winds up with that unnecessary leg kick, and lets it fly. And she practices with a purpose that translates straight into games where she can knock down deep shots off the dribble or in transition without looking like she is fighting her own mechanics. Reese's version just looks backwards, like someone trying to copy a dance move without ever feeling the rhythm.
That ball come from? That was the ball that Angel Reese shot in Indiana. It landed in Los Angeles. Damn! That was bad. That was really, really bad. Never do that. Angel Reese, don't you ever shoot a 3 like this again.
caught Canada on the move. Stops. Kick out to Reese.
Oh no. Oh no.
Nobody is buying the imitation act, and the game tape proved why. There are levels to this, and the gap showed up in the most basic ways. Clark sees the floor like a chess grandmaster on a caffeine high, threading passes that leave defenders grasping at air. Reese can dominate the glass and battle in the paint, but when she steps out to emulate that perimeter threat, everything goes sideways. Her form fights itself. The leg kick throws off her balance. The release point is inconsistent. Balls that should be splashing through the net instead clang off the rim or fall short, and you can almost sense the growing frustration on her face as the game slips away. Think about the sequence that summed it up perfectly. On the other end, there was that music defensive possession where we seemed to grab onto Aaliyah Boston's arm a little too aggressively, trying to disrupt the play, but ending up in a tangle that just highlighted how out of sync things, music, were. Boston, Clark's teammate and fellow star, moved with confidence while Reese looked like she was wrestling more with expectations than with her actual opponent.
Hitting sidestep, James Harden type threes, getting to the midi, and getting defensive stops. But it wasn't Caitlin Clark's best game. It was actually probably on the lower end of Caitlin Clark performance. But even with Caitlin Clark not having the best game that she could possibly have, you could see the big difference between her and Angel Reese. I don't think there was one stretch, maybe not even one play in the entire game that Angel Reese made for her team that gave them momentum. Angel Reese didn't even look like the fourth best player on this team. She didn't look like the fifth. She didn't even look like she should have been a starter in this game.
This is not about taking away what Reese does well. She is a monster on the boards, a physical presence who can wear down opponents with sheer will and second-effort hustle. Fans love that energy when it is channeled correctly. But the obsession with becoming this perimeter star who can hang with Clark's range and flair has led her down a strange path. Instead of doubling down on the things that make her unique and effective, she is out here chasing clout in highlight packages that never quite land the way she hopes. Every three-point attempt in warm-ups or practice gets clipped and posted as proof she is closing the gap, but then the actual games arrive and reality hits harder than a contested elbow in the post. Reese's sessions come across as more performative, like she is trying to project an image of the complete player rather than methodically becoming one. The leg kick might look cool in slow motion, but it adds unnecessary variables to a skill that rewards simplicity and repetition. Basketball at the highest level punishes anything that is not efficient, and right now Reese's three-point experiment looks anything but awful.
But I gotta just talk first of all about the Dream, who were poor. 6 of 21 from 3. Angel Reese airballed a 3 pretty badly. She got her last minute of the game double-double. 4 turnovers to be expected. Jordan Canada, I thought just hacked. Like, she had 6 fouls, could have been 16. Ryan Howard, again, just forgot how to play offense. Alicia Gray just missed. Like, it was a really bad day.
The rivalry adds another layer of spice to all this. Ever since those intense college battles, the narrative has followed them into the pros. Clark came in as the generational prospect, the one who could change franchises with her passing and shooting. Reese brought the swagger and the rebounding pedigree. Their matchups were supposed to be fireworks every time. And in many ways they still are. But mostly because Clark keeps winning the script. 5-1 in the WNBA does not happen by accident. It happens when one player's toolkit simply overwhelms the other in critical moments. Reese can load up the stat sheet with double-doubles, and those are impressive, but when the game tightens up and the threes matter, or the playmaking has to be precise, the gap becomes obvious. Social media lights up with every practice clip and every bold statement. But the on-court results keep telling a different story. People are not stupid. They watch the games, they notice when the imitation falls flat, and when the real difference in skill levels reveals itself. Clark drops dimes that look impossible, curves passes through traffic, and drains step-back threes like it's nothing. Reese is still out there fighting her own mechanics, trying to force a shooting identity that does not quite fit yet.
This move right here, behind the back, sidestep, step back for 3. You will never see Angel Reese attempt anything like that. That is absolute insane. The Dream come down. Here's Angel Reese right here, next possession. Shoots from her hip, gets rejected. Caitlin Clark down the floor, drives. Look at that pass. Look at that pass, getting her teammate.
It is almost comical how persistent the copying feels. Every time Reese steps into a new practice clip launching from logo distance with that same dramatic form, you can picture thousands of comments rolling and predicting exactly how it will translate or fail to translate in the next game. And sure enough, the results follow the pattern. Open looks become adventures. Rhythm threes turn into turnovers or long rebounds that the other team scoops up. The Atlanta game was just the latest exhibit in a growing collection. 4 turnovers in a big spotlight matchup against Clark's team is not the kind of stat line that screams, "I have arrived as a perimeter threat." It whispers that maybe it is time to pivot back music to what works. Clark's style fits her like a custom suit because it was built around her unique strengths. Elite vision, quick release, and deep range honed through thousands of purposeful reps. Reese trying to graft that onto her power forward frame and different skill set is like watching someone try to turn a pickup truck into a sports car by slapping on racing stripes. It might look faster on paper, but the performance tells another tale. For 3 seasons now, Angel Reese stands pimp 3-point shooting hype videos thinking she's ready to be a shooter when her form is just straight up trash.
Double digits in the fourth without Kelsey. Player of the game, you're giving it to Kelsey Mitchell, no question about it. But we need to give credit where credit's due to Caitlin Clark. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to we're trying to get back to where we were. We were at 59,280 subscribers. Just trying to get back to that. And if we go get 500 likes on this video, it'd be insane, but don't think it's going to happen.
The beauty of basketball is that there is room for different archetypes to thrive. Reese does not need to become Clark Light to have a fantastic career. She can carve out her own lane as a rebounding machine who alters games with her presence on the glass and in the paint. Those double-doubles she piles up are valuable. Her physicality bothers opponents. If she leaned into that fully instead of chasing the viral 3-point narrative, the results might surprise people more than any awkward leg kick jumper ever could. Yet, the pull of the spotlight is strong, especially when your rival is lighting it up night after night with highlight reel plays that get replayed for years. Transitioning from that fever game, you could see the toll it took. Clark finished with solid scoring, a heap of assists, and that calm command that makes her teammates better. Reese battled, no question, but the battles kept ending in missed opportunities and extra possessions for the other side. That is the harsh mathematics of elite competition. Effort alone does not close the skill gap when fundamentals and decision-making operate on different planes.
3 things guaranteed in life. 1, 2, 3. Death, taxes, and Caitlin Clark kicking the shit out of Angel Reese in the WNBA. And it happened once again tonight as the Indiana Fever laid belt to ass on the Atlanta Dream 83-71 in a Commissioner's Cup game, no less.
Humor aside, and there is plenty here if you have a dark sense of comedy, this situation keeps repeating because the desire to be seen as equal in every category overrides the patience needed for real growth. Shooting is a craft. It demands consistency in grip, foot placement, release point, and follow-through. Adding flair for the cameras before the basics are locked in is a recipe for exactly what we saw. Airballs, bricks, and frustrated head shakes. Clark makes it look easy because she has put in the unseen work that makes the visible moments automatic. Reese's visible work is flashy, but the translation rate is still too low to fool anyone watching closely. Or will the same patterns play out with Clark's team winning the chess match while Reese fights the physical one? The smart money, based on current evidence, leans toward more of the same. The levels are real. Imitation might be the sincerest form of flattery, but in basketball, it rarely wins games when the original version is still operating at peak efficiency.
Yeah, she throws the head back to try to get that foul to let them know, look, somebody's holding me, man. Call the foul. But anyway, it don't matter. I'm snatching back. She got her chasing. Oh my goodness. Let me step back. Bang! Give her some water, man. Come on, dog. Caitlin Clark be cooking out here. You got people saying she needs screens 100% of the time. No, she don't. No, she don't. She can literally cook people up right at the top of that key, man. Stop the nonsense. All right, once again, Caitlin Clark going to work on.
But if we are being honest, after that Atlanta showing, the message is pretty clear. Stop trying to do everything backwards. Music. Embrace what makes you dangerous instead of forcing the parts that still need years of refinement. The league is better when players maximize their natural gifts rather than chasing someone else's silhouette. Reese has plenty to offer without the leg kick threes. Clark will keep being Clark, raining fire from a distance and dishing dimes, because that is who she is. The rest is just noise until the results on the court start matching the practice hype. And that is the thing about this whole saga. It is not mean-spirited to point out the obvious when the tape shows it so clearly. Basketball is a game of truth. The ball does not care about narratives, practice clips, or social media buzz. It only respects results.